What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. As you see in the title and the thumbnail of this video, this is a conversation between Candace Owens and Nick Cannon. Now, this conversation is fascinating to me for multiple reasons, but the most important point that I want to present, and the reason I'm bringing this video, is that you're gonna have two individuals that think completely differently from each other, and I think this represents the American people as a whole. One, you have a group of people that live in reality and truth and logic, and you have other groups of people that live in delusion, emotion, and feelings, right? All of their decision making is based on feelings and emotion. And these two people right here, I think, represent those characteristics very well. You have Candace Owens on the logical side, and you have Nick Cannon on the more emotional side. So this conversation is very fascinating. And just to kind of give you the context, they're going to be talking about truth, essentially. And Nick Cannon is basically going to accuse her of not caring about people's feelings because she tends to say certain truths that nobody wants to hear. And so he's basically saying, well, you never apologize for that. And she's saying, well, I don't have to, right? I'm speaking the truth. There's no reason for me to apologize when I'm actually telling the reality. So anyway, let's get into this clip, guys. But before we do, please hit the like button down below. It really helps the channel out. And of course, if you're brand new, consider hitting the subscribe button. Let's get into it.
If you say to me you should respect people, I always respect people. I would disrespect you if I lied to you. I'm not going to call a man a woman. I'm not going to call a woman a man. I'm not going to say sorry for saying telling the truth. Your beliefs. It's not my belief. A woman cannot be a man, and a man cannot be a woman. It's not a belief.
But I'm saying in your perception of the world is different from someone else's perspective, because just as emphatic as you are, that you believe what you just said, there's someone that believes emphatically the opposite.
Okay, so
before she answers, this is the crazy part about these people like Nick Cannon, is that they think they're arguing with people like Candace Owens' perception. They think they're arguing with conservatives' mindset. No, you're arguing with the truth. People like Candace Owens are just observers of the truth. They just observe the truth and just tell you what it is. She's not saying this is my truth. This is not her truth. This is just the objective truth as a whole. So people like Candace and most conservatives, we just observe and we just tell what that truth is. But unlike people like Nick Cannon, they think that their beliefs, what they believe and what they perceive and what they see is the truth. But perception is not always reality. Perception is not always reality, and that is the problem that the left has, is that they believe that if I believe I'm a woman, then therefore I am a woman. They don't believe in objective reality. That's the problem here. And once again, this represents the two group of people where she's living in truth, observing the truth, and actually just expressing it and just speaking about it, whereas the other side is saying, well, what I believe, what I see, what I feel internally in my heart is the truth itself. It's nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense.
What you're talking about is the idea that everything can be subjective and there's no such thing as truth. And
exactly.
Let me tell you why that. Let me. But that's why it's either a yes or a no.
No, because we're either talking about feelings or facts.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I believe there is objective truth. Okay.
Okay.
A person that is born a man, okay, a person that is born with a penis, as we call it, okay, cannot ever grow up and give birth. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there is such thing as an objective truth. I will not apologize for sharing objective truth. I'm not going to apologize for not saying because his feelings are hurt and do you see how I feel? Because
so you have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives. So they can live in reality and not the one, not this fantasy land that they're creating for their lives. But what if someone
believes that that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Oh, I knew you was going. Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast?
It's a hell of
Don't you understand how they feel on the inside?
I just want to say, I love Candace. I freaking love I've always been a Candace Owens fan. ever since I knew or found out about her, I've never had any type of animosity towards her. Even when everybody on the internet was dogging her, and I found out about Candace like in 2010 or 11 or something like that. Ever since then, I've always, even as somebody that was quote unquote a liberal, I don't think I was really a liberal. I was just brainwashed by the media. I still did not hate Candace. I thoroughly respect and love Candace Owens. She's too smart, man. Man.
When you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds,
that is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I tell you, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's
I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life, way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet.
So, but again, in your ultimate goal, or that what is your ultimate goal?
For my children to grow up in a world that is still dictated by reality and not feelings, because that's the thing. We are passing this world off. So you have to appreciate that we're now the adults. We're the adults in the room, right? And right now we have a bunch of adults who are too scared to even say the truth. So forget the generations who had to find within themselves the strength to go to a foreign country and potentially die fighting for freedom. We're now a generation where it's so easy for us to preserve freedom. It's so easy for us to preserve righteousness. We just have to be willing to be called mean names on the internet and have mean articles written about me. People say to me, oh, Candace, how do you deal with all this hate? I don't care. Literally, I don't care. It's like I really hope people listening to this understand, before you even write that comment, how little of a shit I give about it. Like, I want you to know that when you're writing it, whatever about her, I just don't care. And it shocks people because you know why? I live my life with real truth, right? I have a husband who loves me. I have 3 healthy children. I am close with my sisters. My cousin's here. She does my makeup. Like, the Bible kind of gets it right. If you start living by the Bible, you will have this same confidence. You will find the audacity. You will realize this is not it. So you might as well contribute truth, because you're going to meet your maker. You are going to meet your creator one day. And your creator is not, whatever organization, the SBL, I think I'm on the SBLC's list, the ADL list. I just don't care, right? They shouldn't put together these lists. They shouldn't waste their time putting me on their list, because I literally don't give a shit. And so that's why they hate me the most, because they know I don't fear them. I fear telling a lie. That's what I fear. That's my fear in life.
Wow. So, but, and people's feelings don't matter to you whatsoever.
I'm just not their mommies.
But
he's still stuck on his feelings.
The point that I was making, we'll wrap this session up as well. But the only point that I was making, in someone who has such a strong faith, and is attempting to be as Christ-like as possible, to go waving that sword at everybody that doesn't agree with you. And because ultimately you're hurting their feelings. They're crying. There's an adverse reaction to what you're saying because it hurts them in their well-being. You're speaking to some people that's all they know. That's all they are. Now, if I'm really trying to operate on the highest frequency, I'm like, I'm going to let you do you. Unless you come into my space with something that will then harm me, who am I to judge what you do with your life? Especially if I'm attempting to be the one that's saying, hey, I am a light. Let my reflection shine to you, so then maybe we can have discourse or whatever. But if I'm out there spewing things at a community, then
I'm not spewing things at a community. I get asked a question and I answer it. And that's the wildest part. People will literally ask me what I think, like Don Lemon.
Sorry, guys. So this is crazy to me. So this guy, Nick Cannon, is absolutely delusional. Even after getting a great example as far as the minor attracted people goes, he still wants to double down on the whole feelings and emotions. This guy is a problem. He does not understand it. And this is one of the biggest problems with the left and with the liberals that think like him. You just heard him say it. Well, unless it is in my box, unless it affects me, then why should I worry about it? And that is the biggest problem that they have, is that they only worry about things that directly affect them. And until they face the consequences, and until they actually get to live through those consequences and experience it for themselves firsthand, then they don't care. They don't care. And I always use this as the greatest example. The whole migrant crisis sanctuary city situation, right? They virtue signaled and said, we love immigration. We love illegal immigration. We're a sanctuary city. Send them to us. And once they finally got them and they came to their front doors and their doorsteps, then they started to see the problems with that type of policy, right? That is the biggest issue I have with the left, is that they cannot seem to critically think well enough to see the consequences of something before it even happens. They don't know how to think, see further ahead than the actual current circumstance. And that's the problem. And I can't stand that.
Did.
Yeah,
and
I saw your reaction. But
and then
that
people,
wasn't.
oh my gosh, I can't believe she has the audacity to say this stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think, because you said you believed he was sinning based off of
his homosexual marriage. He is sinning.
They're talking about Don Lemon, just so you know who they're talking about. Before this segment, they were talking about Don Lemon in the interview that she had with Don Lemon, and when she told him that his marriage with his husband or whatever is sinful, right? That's what they're talking about here.
But everybody's sinning. You if you eat some bacon today, you sinning. Like,
to be very clear, he then raised the point that everybody sins. I said, yes, that wasn't the question that was asked of me.
So to me, that exchange, like, I watched the whole thing. That was probably one of the softer exchanges that you guys had. So, but to that point, you're fearless. You speak your truth unapologetically. But there has to be,
He keeps saying your truth. Like, you hear that, right? You hear that language there, your truth. It's the truth. It's the truth. This is not her truth. She's just, once again, a third-party observer of objective reality and truth. And she's just sharing it with you. This is not her truth. She didn't make this up. These people are nuts.
We see you clearly don't give a fuck about what other people say about you, but knowing that you want this better place for your children, it has to lead with some sort of compassion for other people's feelings and how they feel.
No. You cannot feel compassion for lies, especially because they have become what they're perverse. Doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword to pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink, and compassion is going to end up with minor attracted peoples. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. That is what is going to happen. Is what is happening.
Can't let that happen.
We are barreling toward that.
You can't let that happen. You just heard him say that. So he can understand how bad this can get. How slippery of a slope this is. He can see it. He just doesn't want to acknowledge it.
They're barreling toward that. It's so obvious because people don't. They would rather tell a lie than risk offending someone. That is the magic sauce. That is what they are doing. And these people aren't kind-hearted people that are. They're vicious.
I'm not saying you should tell a lie.
But that is what you're saying.
I'm just saying there's no point to be offensive.
But to apologize to someone for simply stating the truth. It'd be different if you said,
them.
I saw Candace at Target, which you wouldn't because Target supports trans children. But let's just...
So you don't even go to Target?
No,
so you're at Walmart?
But so Walmart's good. But you just imagine, like, if I saw them at Walmart, it's a better idea. And they're just walking and their shirt says, I'm non-binary. If I went up to that person and I was like, why are you wearing that shirt? Okay, then you can say, Candace aggressed me and did something. These people are choosing to find me when I'm being asked questions. They're choosing to pursue my content so that they can feel offended. Because I'm telling the truth. Literally, I'm just telling the truth. Men, I don't respect. I understand that gender dysphoria has always been a thing. I always feel compassion for people with mental disorders. If you told me you had bipolar, you were schizophrenic, whatever it is. But to the extent that you're going to say, hey, Candace, I'm bipolar, and now you have to pretend that I'm not bipolar, or Candace, I'm schizophrenic, and every time I switch my personality, you have to acknowledge me according to this personality. I don't have to be crazy because you're crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah. I'm sorry that some people
are offended by the truth.
I'm just not sorry.
Like, we are gonna have to agree to disagree when it comes to compassion, which is.
Don't be. Yeah, we're gonna end it there. That's pretty much the end of it. Let's get into the comment section because he's absolutely getting roasted, and this is his podcast. His own viewers are on Candace's side, which is really great to see. Oh, that's my comment right there. This conversation above Nick's IQ level. He can't understand what's going on. Somebody says, as you get older, you love Candace. It takes maturity to see she's on our side. 100%. It takes a lot of maturity, man. Somebody says, Candace was cooking this whole episode. If you guys didn't get the opportunity to watch the whole thing, go watch it. She was educating this guy from the minute that podcast started. Says, Candace was cooking the whole episode. Love when people stand 10 toes down. Says, Nick, you started this platform because of the forces she's speaking of, and then passively defending them is crazy. Yeah, that was the beginning part of the podcast. Says, you can't be a Christian and hate on Candace. She speaks the truth. Says, Candace got Nick's audience looking at him funny for the way he responding to her. Somebody says she was flat out dropping facts. Much respect to her. We love Candace. She helped me wake up from my very own slippery slope with demonic entities. Prosperity and success, sister. Not everyone is prepared to accept the truth, but Candace Owens is bringing it forward. And at the end of the podcast, Nick Cannon basically closes off by saying that, well, we just have to be, he's trying to reference Jesus. We have to be the truth and the light and the way, right? And just basically he was using that to say, well, we should just let people be and kind of, not judge essentially. And it's funny that he says that in being the truth and the light, when in reality he's denying the truth and actually affirming lies. And if you are supposed to be the light, if that's how you want to operate and see yourself as, well, the light means you have to also lead by example, right? The light just doesn't mean that you just let people do whatever. No, the light just means the truth, essentially, and also leading by example. And you lead by example by speaking the truth and operating in reality. But for some reason, Nick doesn't understand that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy the content. Guys, if you're brand new, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you guys on our next one. Peace.